Who is he? Where did he come from? It's been several days since I've been watching him. Actually, why does he do this? I'll ask him. Why do you do this?
I have nothing else to do. Previously, we used to live in Dhaka, which was located in Bangladesh. Our lives was very peaceful until the great storms swept away our homes and green fields.
Go to school, dear.
There is no school in my neighborhood. If they build one, I will go definitely.
If I start a school, will you come?
Of course. Hey, hello. Is your school ready?
No, dear, it takes time. I made a false promise which will never become true. Let's start working on it. Dear, what is your name?
Sahib-e Alam.
Does he know what his name means? If he knows that he is the Lord of the universe, will he believe? By saying his situation, he doesn't know the meaning of his name. Why aren't you wearing our chappals?
My mother did not bring down from the shelf. Even if she did,
Why? Your shoes doesn't match. I wonder if this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual state of poverty. I remember a story a man from Udupi once told me. As a young boy, he would go to school past an old temple where his father was a priest. He would stop briefly at the temple and pray for a pair of shoes. 30 years later, I visited his town, and a boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived panting and threw his tourist school bag on a folding bed. Looking at the boy, I remembered prayer another boy had made to the goddess when he had finally got a pair of shoes. Let me never lose them. My acquaintance with the barefoot track pickers leads me to Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it metaphorically. Those who live here are squatters who came from Bangladesh back in 1971. Sahib's family is among them. Simapuri was then a wilderness. It still is, but is no longer empty, and structures of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin, devoid of sewage, drainage, or running water, lived 10,000 ragpickers. They lived here since more than 30 years without an identity, without permits, but with ration cards that get their names on voters' lists
and enable them to buy green. Food is more important for survival than an identity. If at the end of the day we can feed our families and go to bed without an aching stomach, we would rather live here than in the fields that give us no grain. Say a group of women in tattered saris when I asked them why they left the beautiful land of green fields and rivers. Whenever they find food, they pitch their tents and become transit homes. Children grow up in them, becoming partners in survival, and survival in Simapuri means rug picking. Through the years, it has acquired the proportions of a fine art. Garbage to them is gold. It is the daily bread, a roof over their heads, even if it is a leaking roof. But for a child, it is even more.
Hey boy, stop. Where are you going? You are not allowed to go inside.
I am going inside to watch the game.
Look at yourself.
These shoes are not mine. Long ago, a random kid threw them off in the garbage.
This morning, Saib is on his way to the milk booth.
I will learn to drive a car. become a motor mechanic.
Firozabad famous for its bangles. Every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass blowing industry, where families have spent generations working around furnaces, building das, making bangles for all the women in the land, it seems. Mukesh's family is among them. None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperatures, in the cells without air and light that the law, if enforced, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes.
Welcome, ma'am. It's my home.
Namaste ji. Please sit.
Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative?
I ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen, who trap their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will get hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to the jail for doing something illegal. They say there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. One of the family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born. The other a vicious circle of sahukars. The middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats and the politicians, together they impose the baggage on the child that he cannot put down.
Okay, Grandma, I'll go.
Do you also dream of flying a plane?
No.
I don't know how to start, where to start. Perhaps with Sahib, who once crunched for gold in garbage, believing there was a future in those heaps of waste. Or with Mukesh, whose hands are destined to craft bangles, yet whose eyes dream of driving a car. These children, their lives filled with struggle and fleeting hopes, remind me of a spring that never fully blooms. In Simapuri, garbage is gold, and in Firozabad, glass bangles bind generations. These are places where potential is buried beneath the weight of survival, where dreams flicker like fragile flames. And so, the story of lost childhoods and stifled dreams, I named it The Lost Spring.